and he's quite a motivational guy, and he's got a podcast now, and it's one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube online.
Is it? I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. So I started listening to him, and he's done like, is it nearly 1,300 episodes now?
Wow.
And you have to check him out.
Yeah.
And he's had all kinds of people on. And I was listening to one of his talks today, and he was saying that when he started out doing his podcast, he had 200 listeners or 200 views, and he was like, it was terrible, but he was like, you learn through your mistakes, you grow it, and he said it's not about how many people listen, it's about who listens.
Yeah, definitely.
And he said you might have, out of those 200 people, one person who is important, or is in that line of work you're talking about, or someone who actually relates to it. It's so I think he kind of made me like motivated to like do this and reach out to people on LinkedIn like I did with you.
Yeah, I think the kind of reaching out,
And Gary Vee as well. Sorry.
definitely, and kind of reaching out to people. I kind of find as well that um, I know like there's this kind of whole emphasis on kind of growing your social media channels and stuff like that, and having those listeners on podcasts and stuff. It's important, yeah. But meeting people through doing podcasts and stuff, and like I said, meeting people through doing the events and stuff like that. That's been so helpful. I mean, for like kind of personal growth, the people you meet and the people you talk to, you'll get something out of it, even if it
Yeah.
kind of slaps you in the face, recognizable right at the beginning. Um, I think we're quite social. People are very very social, even if they're quiet. They're really social, so that's always good. And I think some of us can kind of get into our heads that work is all work, and it has to
Mm.
kind of be boring, and it can't be fun. And if chatting to people I enjoy so much is,
Yeah.
I feel like it gives you life, doesn't it? It kind of
Yeah.
makes you feel alive. It makes you kind of talking to someone makes you feel like you're doing something real,
Mm.
and it's not all in your head. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
insane as well.
Yeah. It kind of, when you meet people, you can relate to them, and I think we're social beings, aren't we? And
Yeah,
we need social interaction.
definitely.
Um, and when you speak to people, you can relate to them. It kind of makes you feel normal a bit. If
Yeah,
you something going on, you talk to someone, and you go, "Oh yeah, I'm going through that as well." And you're like, "Oh, okay, so it is okay."
it is, and there are so many people that do that on a daily basis. Like it must happen millions of times per day that people kind of think, oh my god, there's someone else going through the same thing, and then just feel a little bit happier
Hmm.
so they're not alone. Which is like I think we might be losing a little bit. So like hence why I absolutely love the podcast and kind of connecting with people
Hmm.
and stuff. Because if you're walking about or you're doing your job or if you're not customer facing,
Hmm.
sometimes you miss people entirely.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah, like I've had jobs where I would not see one person all day.
Hmm. Hmm.
Rather than like kind of a screen or a phone or something like that, you just wouldn't have that kind of conversation. Or and that definitely isn't me. I don't think I'd be able to kind of ever go back to doing something like that.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, I think as well, it's important to meet new people as well. I find,
Yeah,
um,
I think so.
in some way. I mean, I worked in the hotel I worked in the kitchen itself. It was like a long galley kitchen, and there was no windows and no clocks.
Oh, brilliant! Like prison then.
Yeah, and yeah, you go in and it'd be like dark when you go to work, and you finish and it'll be like dark, and
Yeah.
you lose track of time, and it's a weird feeling. And I know I'd just be like, oh, I want to talk to someone, just to feel normal.
Yeah, no, it's so true. You're laughing, but it's so true. It makes your entire reality kind of twist. There's
Mm,
you you kind of forget that you've got a life. You're supposed to be living it.
mm,
You're not. You're just going in, like you said. You're going in when it's dark, and you're coming out when it's dark.
mm.
There's no life there
No.
unless you kind of connect with people or have something else that you're passionate about. There's then no kind of life force behind anything.
Yeah, exactly. But I think like people, like in life, people got to work, people got bills, families. I think, but sometimes people can just be almost unaware of what they're doing. They're just on the that hamster wheel, and they're just not thinking of anything else but going to work, getting paid, going to work, getting paid.
Yeah, totally.
Uh,
I can understand that. That's like some
yeah,
people are quite happy to do that. Um,
yeah,
and if they're happy, that's all that really matters. But
yeah,
can totally relate to being on that kind of hamster wheel and
mm,
having the idea, like I mentioned earlier about moving back from Manchester, the kind of mindset I was in was make money, pay for house, which is,
yeah,
that kind of stereotypical idea of growing up.
yeah,
And having your life sorted is that you have a full-time job, you have a house, you're paying your mortgage and stuff, and actually neither
mm,
of those things made me happy at all. So
yeah,
somehow that life, I'm changing my life.
yeah,
It's very difficult to kind of understand that, maybe the stereotype just isn't for you.
mm,
It's just, I know it's kind of that thing that people think is really normal and is going to make you happy, but if you're not, then maybe that's just not for you.
mm. Yeah. I mean, I've I've done like lots of different jobs, and I think I'll be because I know I want to be doing different things. Like you can kind of feel like a resistance, and deep down, don't you feel that this isn't me? Um, but
Yeah,
I think
sometimes
you,
you're really good at ignoring it though, right?
yeah, you can push it aside for a while, and then it comes
Yeah,
back.
yeah, and it kind of manifests in different ways as well. But sometimes you don't even realize that, like, the reason you're unhappy is because, like, you're doing the wrong thing the wrong
Mm,
or the wrong life choice. I think, like, humans are very good at kind of disguising whatever is making them unhappy, even to the point where they just don't know what it is.
yeah, until you're just in like a big ball of string, and you just like you've created that ball of string, and now you've got to untangle it, and
Whereas my policy would be just chuck it away and do something else.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think you got to do what you got to do at the time. Do you know what I mean? And then if you can work towards something whilst you're doing what you got to do to survive, like
Yeah, everybody's life is really different.
yeah,
There isn't any two people that are exactly the same. No one way is going to be perfect for another person. So
mm,
yeah, it would be kind of silly to kind of be like, yeah, you can just do whatever you want to do. There's always things that are going to make it very difficult for you to go and do that.
yeah,
But if you can start with something small and then work from there,
mm,
I think it just gives you enough to be able to kind of keep focused and positive
yeah,
about your situation. Because even if it's not the best situation for you, but
mm,
you're doing something to sort it out, then that will just kind of breed more positivity.
yeah, completely. It's just those small steps, isn't it? It's taking those small steps. Small steps are better than no steps.
Yeah, definitely. And I know, like, the kind of, okay, big steps are amazing, but they're over as fast as the small steps, aren't
Yeah,
they? They,
yes,
like, it's small steps are great. They do it's great to have a goal and stuff and have that big step, but it's like